These are the Sunday recommendations for Patreon subscribers for December 30th, 2018, last one of this year. The blog post this week is Reaching for the Sky, Central Park South and Midtown Construction. It is awe-inspiring architecture. Second recommendation, Robert Burns for Auld Lang Syne. As it turned out, I had never read all the words to this poem. It's a nice tribute to meeting old friends. There are links in the post on Patreon to the Scottish version, sung by one Dougie MacLean, with English subtitles. Robert Thompson, who helped execute many of the reliefs on Bethesda Terrace, created a sculpture in 1862 that seems perfect to illustrate the line, "We'll tak a right good willy walked." In the 1860s, you're going to have to go read the poem. In the 1860s, Thompson's sculpture stood in Central Park near the mall. It was removed to Mount St. Vincent, near the Conservatory Garden, in the 1870s, and was damaged in the fire there in 1881. According to the Daytonian in Manhattan, one of my favorite New York City blogs, it seems to have disappeared after that. Third recommendation. I don't often get to butcher two languages in 1 week. This name is Dutch. I don't know how to say it. Abraham van Beieren. Still life with lobster and fruit. This painting this week because my husband and I always have lobster at New Year's. The Metropolitan Museum's site points out that early Dutch still lifes, for example, the one that I linked to in the post, focused on reminders of mortality, but later ones portrayed luxury items that are to be enjoyed here and now. Fourth recommendation for Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much. Henry Wadsworth, I'm giving you one of my favorite New Year's poems, accompanied by a favorite painting, Vermeer's Very Studious Astronomer, which I mentioned briefly in my video on its companion piece, The Geographer. This is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's Success. We have not wings, we cannot soar, but we have feet to scale and climb by slow degrees and more the cloudy summits of our time. The mighty pyramids of stone that wedge-like cleave the desert airs, when nearer seen and better known, are but gigantic flights of stairs. The distant mountains that uprear their solid bastions to the skies are crossed by pathways that appear as we to higher levels rise. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. May your new year be happy, healthy, and prosperous. See you next week. If you're not a member of the Sunday Recommendations list, visit the URL on screen or email me. You can also support me starting at $5 a month on Patreon. I really appreciate that. Or you can follow me for free on Patreon for recommendations of art exhibitions and such. Also check out DianeDurantewriter.com for hundreds of posts on my many obsessions. Thank you for listening.